तन्या प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद विभावरी शेष आलोक प्रवेश निद्रा छाड़ी उठो जीवा बोलो हरि हरि मुरारी राम कृष्ण हयग्रीवा नरसिंह वामना श्री मधुसूदन ब्रजेन्द्र नंदन श्यामा आतना कैटभ शातन जय दशरथि राम यशोदा दूलाला गोविंद गोपाल वृंदावना पुरंदरा गोपी प्रिया जन राधिका रमण भुवन सुंदर बार रावण टंकर माखन तस्कर गोपी जना वस्त्रहारी ब्रजेर राखल गोविंद गोप वृंदापाल चित्त हरि बंसीधारी योगेंद्र वंदना श्री नंद नंदना ब्रज जना भयहारी नवीन नीरद रूप मनोहर मोहन बंसी बिहारी यशोदा नंदन कंस निषूदन निकुंज रास विलासी कादंब कानन रस परायण वृंदा विपिन निवासी आनंद वर्धना प्रेम निकेतन फूल शरजोज कामा गोगण चित्त विनोदन समस्त गुण गण धाम जामुन जीवन केली परायण मानस चंद्र चकोरा नाम सुधारस गाओ कृष्ण जस राखो वचन मन मोरा. Translation. The night has come to an end and the light of dawn is entering. O Jiva soul, arise and give up your sleep. Chant the holy names of Lord Hari, who is the giver of liberation, the enemy of the Mura demon, the supreme enjoyer, the all-attractive one, and the horse-headed incarnation, Hayagriva. Lord Hari, Krishna, incarnated as the half-man, half-lion Narsimha. He appeared as the dwarf Brahmana named Upendra and is the killer of the Madhu demon. He is the beloved son of the king of Braja, Nanda Maharaj, and is blackish in complexion. He is the slayer of the Putana witch and the destroyer of the demon Kaitava. All glories to Lord Hari, who appeared as Lord Rama, the son of King Dasharatha. He is the darling of Mother Yashoda, the giver of pleasure to the cows, land, and spiritual senses, and the protector of the cows. He is the Lord of Vrindavan forest and the gopis beloved, the lover of Radhika, and the most beautiful personality in all the worlds. As Ramachandra, he brought about the end of the demoniac King Ravana. As Krishna, he stole the older gopis' butter. He stole the younger gopis' clothes while they were bathing in the Yamuna. He is the cohort boy of Braja and the protector of the cohort boys. He steals the hearts of all and always holds a flute. Lord Krishna is worshipped by the best of the yogis and is the son of Nanda. He removes all the fears of the inhabitants of Braja. He is the color of a fresh rain cloud and his form is enchanting. When he wanders about playing his flute, he looks very charming. He is the son of Yasoda and the killer of King Kamsa. And he sports in the Rasa dance among the groups of Braja. Krishna engages in this Rasa dance underneath the Kadamba trees, and he resides in the forest of Vrindavana. He increases the ecstasy of his devotees. He is the reservoir of all love and is the transcendental Cupid who uses his flowered arrows to increase the loving desires of the gopis. He is the pleasure of the gopis' hearts and the abode of all wonderful qualities. Lord Krishna is the life of river Jamuna. He is always absorbed in enormous pastimes, and he is the moon of the gopis' minds, which are like the chakura birds that subsist only upon moonlight. O mind, obey these words of mine and sing the glories of Sri Krishna in the form of these holy names, which are full of nectarian melodies. Sri Krishna Bhagwan ki jai, Jagadguru Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. So now we'll move to the Srimad Bhagavatam. 1.6.37. Sūta uvāca evaṁ sambhāṣya bhagavān nārado vāsavī-sutam āmantrya vīṇāṁ रणयन yayau yādṛcchiko muniḥ. यहाँ बताते हैं. Sūta Gosvāmī said, thus addressing Vyāsadeva, Śrīla Nārada Muni took leave of him, and vibrating on his vīṇā instrument, he left to wander at his free will. तो यहाँ पे हम देखते हैं कि व्यासदेव को शिक्षा देकर कि उन्होंने श्रीमद् भागवतम की अभी तक रचना नहीं की है, जो कि फुल ऑफ नेक्टर ऑफ लॉर्ड कृष्णा's pastimes है, जिसको अभी हमने पढ़ा. बिकॉज ऑफ दिस कंटेक्स्ट कि वास्तव में हम देख सकते हैं कि भगवान का जो नाम रूप गुण लीला ये सब है, सब ट्रांसेंडेंटल है. अब अगर कोई व्यक्ति इसको रेगुलरली करता है तो ऑलरेडी वो लिबरेट हो जाता है, और यही प्रभुपाद 5th चैप्टर ऑफ भगवद गीता में क्लियरली एक्सप्लेन करते हैं जब वो ट्रांसेंडेंटल नॉलेज के बारे में बताते हैं. तो 5.1 से लेके 5.10 तक प्रभुपाद यही चीज बहुत क्लियरली बताते हैं कि कृष्ण कॉन्शियसनेस इज अ वेरी नेचुरल प्रोसेस. ये बहुत नेचुरल प्रोसेस है, और जब कोई जीवात्मा नेचुरल प्रोसेस कृष्ण कॉन्शियसनेस में इन्वॉल्व होता है तो उसको कुछ विशेष नहीं करना पड़ता. जो उसकी पहले से जो उसका स्वरूप था वो बेसिकली निकल के आता है एज अ सर्वेंट ऑफ कृष्ण. और वही वहां यहाँ पे नारद मुनि व्यासदेव को बताते हैं कि आपने ज्ञान योग बता दिया, आपने कर्म कांड बता दिया, आपने जितने भी वैदिक ग्रंथ के बेसिकली अंग थे उसको एक्सप्लेन किया, लेकिन सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट अंग जो कि भक्ति है, जो कि जीवात्मा का स्वरूप है, उसको आपने एक्सप्लेन अभी तक सही से नहीं किया. और जीवात्मा का स्वरूप तभी क्लियर हो सकता है जब हम भगवान के पास टाइम्स को सुनते हैं. तो ऐसा बताते हैं कि जो लोग अनर्थ के ऊपर ज्यादा मेडिटेट करते हैं, वन हू मेडिटेट्स मोर ऑन अनर्था, दैट व्हाट अनर्था आई एम एक्चुअली फेसिंग इन माय भक्ति, बिकॉज वी हैव फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल श्रद्धा, देन साधु संग, देन भजन क्रिया, देन anartha nivriti. This anartha nivriti is a very long process, because after that nishtha, ruchi, asakti, bhav, prem, these stages go little faster compared to this stage of anartha nivriti. और ऐसा बताते हैं कि जब हम अनर्थ निवृत्ति में होते हैं, when we are on the stage of anartha nivriti, we should not make our mind always on the anartha nivriti. Oh, see, I am full of faults, I am full of this, I am full of that, I am not able to meditate on Krishna's pastimes. Yes, we are not able to meditate on Krishna's pastime because we are conditioned by the modes of material nature. लेकिन जो व्यक्ति इसको एक्सेप्ट करके he tries to focus himself on the pastimes of Krishna rather than on the anartha nivriti, he actually advances faster. So अगर हमको बुखार लगता है तो it is important what is the temperature, what is what symptoms I have, but the most important thing is to get the medicines. And the medicine is to chant the holy name of Krishna, which is actually being explained here. So let me go through the purport slowly, and we will try to actually ask some of the questions. So यहाँ पे बताते हैं कि every living being is anxious for full freedom because that is his transcendental nature. तो हमारा जो वास्तविक स्वरूप है वो है कि हम full freedom चाहते हैं. And this freedom is obtained only through the transcendental service of the Lord. तो और ये जो freedom है वो तभी हमको मिल सकता है जब हम भगवान की दिव्य प्रेममयी सेवा में engage रहते हैं. Illusioned by the external energy, everyone thinks that he is free, but actually he is bound up by the laws of nature. तो जब हम भक्ति में आते हैं तो सबसे पहला चीज जो क्लियर होना चाहिए वो ये होना चाहिए कि we are conditioned by the modes of material nature. A conditioned soul cannot freely move from one place to another, even on this earth. And what to speak of one planet to another. यहाँ पे प्रभुपाद बेसिकली एक एनालॉजी दे रहे हैं कि आप मून पे जाना चाह रहे हो, मार्स पे जाना चाह रहे हो. You cannot even move on this earth. What you are speaking about another planets. But a full-fledged free soul like Nārada always engaged in chanting the Lord's glory is free to move not only on earth but also in any part of the universe as well as in any part of the spiritual sky. तो जो नारद मुनि है वो इस लोक में और परलोक यानी कि स्पिरिचुअल लोक में भी आराम से घूम सकते हैं। अब यहाँ पे हम एक चीज देखना चाहेंगे जो कि बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट फ्रीडम, और एक बेसिक क्वेश्चन विच एक्चुअली शुड कम टू आवर माइंड इज दैट we are trying to become soul and we are actually going through the different stages. So sometimes this question is being asked, ये question पूछा जाता है बार बार कि why you are not super soul, why you are soul. So this is a very basic question which is actually being asked. So let me just stop sharing for some minutes and we will discuss on this point. कि why we are not actually the super soul, why we are only soul. If we would have been super soul, then we would have not to be conditioned by so many things that you always have to love Krishna, you always have to do your devotional service. If you would have been suppose Narsimha or Vamana, other different forms of Krishna, then you would not have to actually go through these Bhagavatam classes. You would always be above the material energy. So the question arises, why you are not the super soul? Why you are soul? And the next question which actually comes, that why I cannot choose whether I want to be the separated part and parcel of Krishna or the expansion of Krishna. Why I am part and parcel of Krishna? Why I am not the separate parts of, why I am not the expansion of Krishna? Why I am not the Krishna? And this is actually the envy which we are containing. Why I am not Krishna? So हम जब spiritual world में थे, when we were actually in the spiritual world, we used to actually ask this question कि भगवान की गायें हैं, भगवान की माता हैं, भगवान के गोप गोपी हैं, भगवान is the center of attraction, भगवान is very beautiful. Why I am not very beautiful? Why all these people are not centered around me? Why it is always centered around Krishna? And we asked Krishna, what we asked? Oh Krishna, I want to become Krishna. Why you want to become Krishna? Because I want to enjoy like you. But you are already enjoying in your constitutional position. We are so happy. No, I want to become Krishna. I want to enjoy like you. I also want to play flute. I want to dance with the gopis. I want to experience the love of Mother Yashoda. Then Krishna says, oh, I am Krishna here, but you can become Krishna somewhere else. But Krishna warns her that don't go there, because if you go there, you will only suffer material miseries. But we say, no, I want to go because I want to experience like Krishna. So a question arises when, if someone is very good to us, suppose a person, एक व्यक्ति है जो कि हमसे बहुत खुश है, so a person is very happy with us, what he generally does, he does best for us, right? तो जब हमने ये चीज किया कि हम भगवान से बेसिकली सेपरेट रहना चाहते हैं, हम खुद कृष्ण बनना चाहते हैं, why Krishna actually sent us to this material world which is a jail? बेसिकली ये तो फोर्स्ड हो गया ना, अगर एक क्वेश्चन देखा जाए तो एक फोर्स्ड हो गया, राइट? दिस इज द फोर्स, राइट? इफ यू डोंट लव मी, I will actually put you in material conditioning where you will be forced to love me again. If you don't love me again, you are going to rot in this material world life after life. You will be burnt again life after life. So what is this love? If Krishna loved us, then why he actually sent us to this material world with this material body? Why we are not given spiritual body to actually enjoy like Krishna? Why he gave us this material body? Why not spiritual body? So this is a very important question which we need to understand. And this is a question which most of the people actually ask. If you actually do youth preaching, most of the people actually ask this question, why we are actually given this material body? Why not the spiritual body to enjoy like Krishna? So, this is actually a very, very basic and very strong question, that why we are actually given this opportunity and this constitutional position. This is actually the Mayavad, where they say, oh Krishna, I don't love you. I don't love you as a friend. I don't love you as a master, and I don't love you as a God. And since I cannot become Krishna, I cannot become God, I have only one option: to merge myself in the Brahman and lose my existence. Because I just want one thing, and that is to become Krishna. So, कितने बार हमारे साथ ऐसा क्वेश्चन होता है कि सही तो सही, नहीं तो कुछ नहीं. So they want to merge in the Brahman because they are frustrated and they are actually lazy. They don't want to serve Krishna. They don't want to serve, and they don't understand what it means to be actually become the supreme. Supreme होने के बाद you need to actually fulfill the desires of all the souls. But that person is actually influenced by so much of false ego, he cannot serve others. But when we see the pastimes of Krishna, as we were seeing in the Viva Bhari Sesha, we see them very beautiful and very melodious. Those things cannot come to a person who is full of false ego, full of these malicious things. So we are artificially thinking, why am not Krishna? You are not Krishna because you don't have the qualities and the amount which Krishna has. And actually, Jivatma can actually enjoy more compared to Krishna. And this we will see in the following purport, which Śrīla Prabhupada has given. So that's why the purport of Śrīla Prabhupada is very important. So here we can see. So, but a full-fledged free soul like Narada, always engaged in the chanting of Lord's glories, is free to move freely on earth, but in also we can just imagine the extent and unlimitedness of his freedom, which is as good as that of the Supreme Lord. There is no reason or obligation for his traveling, and no one can stop him from his free movement. Similarly, the transcendental system of devotional service is also free. It may or may not develop in a particular person even after he undergoes all the detailed formulas. Similarly, the association of the devotee is also free. One may be fortunate to have it. इसीलिए यहाँ पे बता रहे हैं कि actually everything which we actually get in Krishna consciousness is actually free. We get free prasada, we get free devotee association. But as we read in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhai yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam veti tattvata. So a person who has actually come to Krishna consciousness, he is Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhai. Very few people actually come to Krishna consciousness. Why they cannot come to Krishna consciousness? Because they are engaged in heavily sense gratification. And when they are not able to actually do the sense gratification up to the extent, because it's like a disease. You get one disease, you get the another disease, you get the another disease. It actually goes deep and deep into the consciousness of a person. And if a person is not very sincere, it actually becomes very, very difficult for him to actually get out of it. So that's why it's very important. That's why in 2.62 it is said, Dhyayato Vishayan Punsa Sangastesu Pujayate Sangat Sanjayate Kama Kamat Krodho Vijayate Krodhad Bhavati Sammoha Sammohat Smriti Vibhrama Smriti Bhramshat Buddhi Nasho Buddhi Nashat Pranashyati. So when a Jiva is continuously meditating on sense gratification, Dhyayato Vishayan Punsa, is completely, Punsa means a living entity, and Dhyayato means completely meditating, and Vishayan means on the sense gratification. So a person who is actually meditating on the sense gratification continuously, he actually develops a lot of attachment for it. But since we know the senses are incomplete and they are designed like that, they cannot actually give the amount of happiness which we are about to experience. जो जीवात्मा है वो भगवान को फेस कर रहा है और उसका जो source of happiness है, that is Krishna, and Krishna is unlimited. And since Krishna is unlimited, the joy which we experience through Krishna is also unlimited. Krishna can play flute like anything. Krishna can give us pleasure like anything. Krishna can, when we meditate on Krishna, it gives us happiness which is beyond all this sense gratification. And since we are not Krishna conscious, we are actually looking for those happiness in all these substances, but we cannot give it. इसलिए प्रभुपाद actually में बताते हैं, he says very clearly in most of the purport कि और हम actually में देखते हैं कि you are trying to get sense gratification from drugs, from alcohol, from women, but you don't know that what is the source of actually the enjoyment. The source of enjoyment in senses, and senses are very limited. And when they senses are not able to perform their duty well, we say that okay, I'm detached. But you are not actually detached. You are actually not able to do the sense gratification. That's why you are actually philosophizing the things. But devotional service is different. Devotional service is you are getting the higher taste. And when we are getting those higher taste, automatically we lose the smaller taste. तो हम लोग वापस से कंटिन्यू करें कि वास्तव में ये सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन आता कैसे है. तो ध्यायतो विषयान पुंसा संगस्तेषु उपजायते संगात संजायते काम. When we meditate on sense gratification more, we actually develop a very strong desire. The similar thing is with us. We are meditating continuously by this education system is teaching us to become the bhokta. You are the enjoyer of the senses. Why you don't work very hard? When you work very hard, you will actually enjoy a lot of senses. हम ये different exams में भी देख सकते हैं. Students are studying very hard. Why they are studying very hard? To get either IIT, NIT or these degrees. When they get into these degrees, they can enjoy sense gratification. और ये जो टीचर होते हैं, तथाकथित टीचर होते हैं, ये उनको फोर्स करते हैं बार बार. You can do it, you can do it, you can do it very fast. और ये स्टूडेंट्स क्या करते हैं कि यही मेरा पर्पस है. और जब वो पर्पस फुलफिल नहीं होता तो क्या होता है? क्रोधाद भवति सम्मोह. The anger, which is either in depression or which is either in the aversion, actually this create illusion. और उनको लगता है कि मेरा कोई existence ही नहीं है. Both are actually the form of false ego. हमको लगता है कि हम बहुत नीचे हैं, हम बहुत ऊपर हैं. Both are actually false ego. And what they do, they commit suicide. Because this dhyayato vishayan punsa is very strong in them. And they cannot see any hope. Oh, I cannot enjoy sense gratification. I will not be respected like others are respected. So the basic situation is actually the same. The living entity wants to become Krishna, and he's trying very hard to get all fame, all strength, all mercy, all strength, all fame, all beauty, all renunciation. Everything he wants to get. Some people like Mahatma Gandhi and others, they want to show off that I'm very dani, I'm very renunciate. But these are also the external features of actually the Maya. And when people are completely baffled, they show that I am very renunciate. I cannot show these things. But devotional service is different. And we need to understand this point that sometimes when we are doing things, we are doing things in saying with a conception that I am Krishna. That sometimes we cannot say no. Someone is saying, and we know that I am limited, but we cannot say no. Why we cannot say no? I am Krishna, because we are thinking in subtle form. I am Krishna. How can I say no? I can do everything. That's why I am not able to say no. So this tendency to say no actually comes to a person who understands I am limited. And the same case happened with Diti and Kashyap also. When we see the section where Kashyapa is saying a husband is like Supreme Personality of Godhead for a woman. He's actually teaching to Diti, his own wife, that you should respect me as you respect the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why? Because your husband is so much advanced that he can give you everything what Supreme Personality of Godhead can give you. And when Diti asks for a boon, that you give me a child who will kill Indra, he understands that, okay, I made a very good mistake. What mistake you made? You said that you are Supreme Personality of Godhead, and when she asked for something, you cannot fulfill it. So a Jivatma always he actually forgets this thing that I am part and parcel of Krishna. I am not an expansion of Krishna. I cannot fulfill the desires. But since he was an elevated yogi, he actually told her that you do bhakti yoga. Once you do the bhakti yoga, you will get your desires fulfilled. And we see that section that bhakti yoga actually purifies her desire. And she gives birth to 49 Marutgans, who actually become the associate of Indra. And we see the story of Indra also, that he was so fearful that he wanted to kill a womb of Mother Diti. So whenever we are actually in the material conditioning, we are always fearful. What we are fearful? That our position will be gone. Whether it's a spiritual position or material position, we are always baffled in our senses because we cannot maintain that position for a long time. So Radheshyam Prabhu gives a very strong analogy on this, that if you are sitting on the ground, it's very good. You cannot fall off. But when you are sitting on a stair, it's a very good chance that you will fall off from there. And this thing is actually explained in the book Elevation to Krishna Consciousness, where Prabhupada says very clearly that the basic constitutional position of a living entity is that he is part and parcel of Krishna. He has to serve Krishna. Once we are constitutionally fitted in that position, then we can actually remain free like Narada. So it's very, we should not think that why devotees are always baffled, why Krishna teaches these things. Krishna is teaching this thing because you are fooled. We are fooled. Life after life, we are actually being fooled by Maya. That's why Krishna gives those strong teachings. Either it's to Arjuna or to us. That you are a fool. You have forgotten your position. You are a son of such a supreme personality of God. You are rotting in this material world for small things. And that happened with Dhruva also. When Dhruva realized that I am son of Lord Vishnu, I am experiencing this bliss of Krishna consciousness. What I am asking? I am asking for a kingdom that will only give me misery. And he understands that what he was asking for actually the pieces of glass. The real diamond is actually Krishna consciousness. So until and unless we don't experience that bliss of Krishna consciousness, we will be entangled and forcefully engaged in sense gratification. So we should not think why I'm engaged in sense gratification. You are engaged in sense gratification because you don't have the authority of higher taste. We see these situations in the Bollywood, in these industries also. These celebrities try to show themselves, I am Mr. India, Miss Universe, Miss World, but they are completely baffled. They commit suicide, they they do all sorts of nonsense things. Why? Because they have this tendency still in themselves that I am Krishna, I am supreme. I am the most supreme personality, most beautiful thing. But you are not. If you are most beautiful, why you are undergoing surgeries again and again? You are going surgeries again and again because you understand very well that you are not the most beautiful person. Similarly, the case with intelligence and other stuff. And when we understand this position that I am part and parcel of Krishna, I am not the center of attraction, I am not the center of everything. Krishna is actually the center of everything. We understand that this is our position. This is our position. We need to accept this tendency. So I'm finishing this class off with this situation that we should always remember this condition, that we are part and parcel of Krishna. We are not Krishna. We cannot fulfill the desire of everyone. We cannot say yes to everything. We cannot achieve everything. We can actually achieve limited things. And we should always meditate on ourselves what we are actually meditating at. So this is a very famous analogy which is given. कि हमको ध्यान देना चाहिए कि हम कहाँ ध्यान दे रहे हैं. Because that dhyan which actually will actually come to the conclusion of actually the attachment. So if we are not reading Prabhupada books regularly, we are not associating with the devotees, we are not singing Vaishnava bhajans, we will sing the Arjit Singh songs. And that's very natural. And when we are doing those things, we should not be bewildered. Why I am doing like that? We are doing like that because we are conditioned by modes of material nature, life after life. अगर कोई कृष्ण भावनामृत से नीचे गिरता है तो हमको शॉक्ड नहीं होना चाहिए. लेकिन अगर कोई एडवांस करता है तब हम शॉक्ड हो सकते हैं कि ओ दिस पर्सन इज एक्चुअली वर्किंग सो हार्ड ऑन हिज ध्यायतो, because this is very natural for us to actually meditate on sense gratification. So this is a teaching which we have today, that if we want to achieve freedom, if we want to achieve everything in our life, the only best thing is to actually get access to the Krishna consciousness. Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.